and take orders from, and who they work for, ultimately. It is also just as important to ask where things come from, especially when it is not popular to do so. The wise man asks why and when did this begin? This is a mock picture of Huey P. Newton if you've never peeped that before. Another leader allowed to rise up by the NWO, like George was. And if you notice, old George is sitting inside of your skull. That's right, that would be the skull of the person who bought the album, who wants to step into this world of funk. Huey and Bobby started the party in 1966. They used to say around October 31st, Devil's Night. Despite the many good, harmless, community-minded intentions of folks who joined, not knowing, the leadership was infiltrated. It was Marxist, communist, controlled by Zionists. They did not believe in God, and they had to be deceived at one point by agents in the high ranks of black politics. They were making noise, feeding the community. So the boule had to be intertwined as well as those of Zion, the Zionists. Did Huey and Bobby wish to join those ranks in secret to help the party to get ahead? Perhaps. So when pop artists who seemed to be previously only concerned with commercial success suddenly turn and appear to represent social issues and show cultural awareness and, get all Angela Davis on you, we shouldn't ask why not, but why, because the time is now. She wasn't 100. Conspiracy racialism is trending. It's a business and spiritual benefit to the NWO. They feed their demons our fear, anger, rage, and confusion. This keeps us all distracted, pointing fingers at one another while the devil and his agents escape scot-free and disappear within our community. And with a Masonic salute, she's ready to begin the revolution. A regular Joan of Arc. The Illuminati queen of the moment. Madonna once was the queen and Michael was the king of pop. She is the queen of pop. Queen of Father Satan. Them, their father. Father of lies. Queen of his industry. It is a mind control program used to control the masses and to feed the masses in formation. And this scantily clad tart, dressed like a total Jezebel 8-mile hooker, is taking the role of leadership, even if, just in your subconscious mind. What a revolution with Bruno Mars riding shotgun. And of course, she's controlled by a force, a demonic force. And this is not about black power, as in Negro power. It's about black energy, using black or negative energy. And the fact that folks related these things to Black Panthers and Malcolm X just shows you how commercialized, first of all, the memories of those things have become to the average person. Brother Malcolm did not pass away for us to continue to call him by the unknown variable name that he chose at one time when he was in his ignorance. So let's look at these things like we got some common sense and understand red, black, and green. What does it mean? Coldplay performed for the SuperBowl 50 halftime show. You'll find a lot of folks breaking this down. What is the Roman numeral for 50? At Levi's Field, Levi refers to the mysticism of the supernatural priest and was joined by the effeminate Bruno Mars, a transgender energy. The queen of the occult in music today, BEYonce, comes out to a new surprise song, Formation, a military term. Also, the lengthy half of the two words that comprise information. She is rallying troops behind her unclear cause, unclear to the game goofy. She is putting an army in formation. Yet there's also the play and the decapitating of the word information, turning it to formation. Does this have to do with the cutting of information today? Or simply as a messenger for the elite to tell the commoners who watch football what they should think? Now, this is not Encyclopedia Britannica, but this does give you a basic overview. The Pan-African flag, the basics, also known as the UNIA flag, the Afro-American flag, and Black Liberation flag, is a tricolor flag consisting of 3 equal horizontal bands from top down, red, black, and green. The Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League formally adopted it on August 13, 1920, in Article 39 of the Declaration of the Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World during its month-long convention at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Variations of the flag can and have been used in various countries and territories in Africa and the Americas to represent Pan-Africanist ideologies. Several Pan-African organizations and movements have often employed the emblematic tricolor scheme in various contexts. It is an icon, an emblem. Now, where did it come from? Who created it? The flag was created in 1920 by members of UNIA in response to the enormously popular 1900 coon song, "Every Race Has a Flag But the Coon." Songs have always been used to modify the behavior of the public or to move public opinion in a particular direction, to sway opinion in a particular direction, and to create reaction. So again, it was another Hegelian plot, mind control at its best, utilizing music again, the effect of music on those with a darker skin. It affects all folks. But people like to say we got that soul or something, that rhythm. So, for whatever reason, music is especially used in more subtle and slick ways to modify the behavior of those from the black community and those who listen to that music. Okay? So we see that this is not a new thing. It's something we can find today. We look at the songwriter's secret. We're looking at R&B, rhythm and blues, soul, quote unquote, music. Someone is interested in this soul, in harnessing this black energy or this black power. Let's continue. So it was created in 1920 by members of the UNIA, Marcus Garvey's group, right? In response to the enormously popular 1900 coon song, "Every Race Has a Flag But the Coon." I'm going to try to find it. Which has been cited as one of the 3 songs that firmly established the term coon in the American vocabulary. And now you have brothers and sisters running around, adding this to the lexicon of self-hating and degrading terminologies that we have for each other. A 1921 report appearing in Africa Times and Orient Review, for which Marcus Garvey had worked, quoted Garvey regarding the importance of the flag. "Show me the race of the nation without a flag, and I will show you a race of people without any pride. Aye, in song and mimicry they have said, every race has a flag but the coon. How true. Aye, but that was said of us 4 years ago. They can't say it now." Journalist Charles Mowbray White has asserted that Garvey proposed the colors red, black, and green for the following reasons. Garvey said red because of sympathy for the Reds of the world, and the green, their sympathy for the Irish in their fight for freedom, and the black for the Negro. So you see the average person, it was a song by the Jungle Brothers, where they sang that the red's for the blood and the And the greens for the land and the blacks for the color that stands for the man, or something like that. A Jungle Brothers song. So, and they were supposed to be one of those pro-black conscious groups. They spawned a Tribe Called Quest and that whole native tongue movement, which was very Pan-African in its look and ideology, at least on the surface. Let's continue. So the average person says that the red is for the blood, the black is for the man, the green is the color that stands for the land. Right. Transposed it before, but you got the picture. Let's continue. The flag later became an African nationalist symbol for the worldwide liberation of people of African origin. As an emblem of black pride, the flag became popular during the black liberation movement of the 1960s. In 1971, the school board of Newark, New Jersey, passed a resolution permitting the flag to be raised in public school classrooms. That's why you still have that vibe of black awareness in Newark, New Jersey. And black awareness is a good thing. Black awareness was a byproduct. You know how they say what the devil meant for bad, God turned around for good. That's what the good was that God brought out of what the devil meant for bad, was to use the energy of pride, which cometh before the fall. The same energy that he uses, Luciferian energy. You'll find the red, white, and blue and the red, black, and green aren't very different except for the white and the black. Who they're aimed at, the two different sides of the chessboard, if you will. Oh Lord. And green and blue. You've done it before. It's not something we really have to do. But you know, ladies, you've got your paint sets for painting your faces and your fingers. And everybody remembers when we was younger, them 64 box of crayons, and even the little small 6 or 12 box. You saw the way that the colors graded from one to the next. And green and blue are always right together because they are of a similar frequency. They even intertwine. You have greenish blue, you have turquoise. For a beautiful effect and a peaceful effect. It represents both colors, ironically, represent the peace. But here you have the red always representing the war. So you have the two pillars, Boaz and Jachin, but you also have the duality here, as always, represented on both flags. Then you have in the middle the different aim. What energy will we draw from? Will we draw white power? Or white energy? Or will we draw black power or black energy? Let's continue. Because again, it's the same capstone, all-seeing eye, watching over both sides. The Masonic blacks and the Masonic whites. And if you don't believe Marcus Garvey was a part, I had an excellent documentary from Brother BEYonce. I need to try to get a hold of it again. I'm sure it's difficult to find, especially in today's climate with Black Lives Matter. Trying to get Black Lives Matter, Black Lives energy. But there was a great documentary. I think it was from PBS. Now that I think about it. About Marcus Garvey, and you have to know the good, the bad, and the ugly, because people have been sugarcoating things and talking sweet in your ear and snow jobbing you for too long about us, about our history, as far as my particular culture, ethnicity, and community. Okay, and our own have been the agent provocateurs, the agents used or implanted in the community to do this mostly. And one of the ways they've done it is by sugarcoating these stories about quote-unquote black heroes who really was Masonic front men, double agents, okay, brotherhood on some level, inserted into the community to create the dynamics that keep the black and white chessboard game going. You have to have the time of war and the time of peace, the red and the green, or the red and the blue. Let's continue. So in 71, The school board of Newark, New Jersey passed a resolution permitting the flag to be raised in public school classrooms. And again, we're not at all being double-minded. We're looking at both sides. We're looking at 720 degrees of it all, 360 degrees, all the good, all the bad, and all of the in-between, all the ugly. Okay? It don't look so good. Okay? And you have to do that with yourself. It's a good thing to do for introspection and retrospection. Look back and look into yourself for things you can change, things you can correct, things you've done wrong, ways you've been taught that may be incorrect and may have bonded you to some belief system that's really degrading your soul and sapping energy from you for a movement that's not for you. 4 of the board's 9 members were not present at the time, and the resolution was introduced by the board's team member, a mayoral appointee. So this even came from politics, from the top. The mayor was not Masonic in 1971 in Newark, New Jersey, whosoever it was. So their appointee was not part of a agenda, a team member at that. Be it boy or girl, I smell some potential impropriety there, but I digress. Fierce controversy ensued, including a court order that the board show cause why they should not be forced to rescind the resolution, and at least 2 state legislative proposals to ban ethnic or national flags in public classrooms other than the U.S. flag. In the United States, the flag is presently widely available through flag shops or ethnic specialty stores. It is commonly seen at parades commemorating Martin Luther King Jr. Day, civil rights rallies, and other special events. Recent uses. In the aftermath of the refusal of a grand jury to indict a white police officer in the shooting of Michael Brown, a Howard University student, in the shooting of Michael Brown, a Howard University student, which, you can be at Howard and look right out and see the DC Mall, right? You see all of the great pagan symbols. So they're really putting a strong presence of mind control on those who attend that particular historic black college, right? So, interesting that this is, again, we're just showing you, again, scratch a laugh and a thief. It's something beyond this, okay? There's a reason why the press is taking on to this. Why the press is pumping this up now. They didn't do this part back in the 90s. It was on the Public Enemy and X-Clan tip. Perhaps because it was a little sharper on certain particulars and details than they are today, just because of the degradation of education, for one thing. Education through music, social and cultural education used to also come through music when I was coming up in my youth. So we had a lot of ways to learn stuff back then. It ain't nothing about, we were more smarter, according to my experience. Every generation can get a little bit slicker than the last. It's not evolution. It's what it is. You begin to learn not to make the same mistakes that was made before you, if you have wisdom. But so this Howard University student replaces the U.S. flag on the campus, and just listen to this whole presentation. You'll get it. It's me. The student replaced the U.S. flag on the campus flagpole with a Pan-African flag flying at half-mast. The incident resulted in the university president, Wayne Frederick, issuing a statement disapproving the flag raising by unauthorized personnel. Okay, it goes by other names with varying degrees of popularity. This flag does. UNI flag, Marcus Garvey flag, Universal African flag, International African flag, Black Liberation flag, Pan-African flag, Black Nationalist, African Nationalist, or New African Liberation flag, the Bendera Ya Taifa, Kiswahili flag of the nation, in reference to its usage during Kwanzaa. Although other designs are considered to be international African flags or Pan-African flags, the horizontal stripes of red, black, and green, horizontal, originated by the UNIA in 1920 is the design most often referenced. I find it more than mildly interesting that you have so many other flags that have the same design of a people who at least seem to have the frame of mind to want to be set apart, to want to do something different, to want to be creative and true to their nature. So it's interesting to see the flag of Biafra. The Biafran flag is another variant of this one with a sunburst in the center. But you know that those places aren't so surprising, all being nations. Malawi, Kenya, Libya, interesting, has the crescent moon and star in the center of theirs, of course being a Muslim African nation. But then you have the flag of Saint Kitts and Nevis in the lower right hand corner of your screen there, with the two pentagram stars there, cocked just right for the chin of Baphomet, or the beard of Baphomet, to be pointing straight down, with the black in the center and the green on the top and the red on the bottom there. And then you have the African American flag by David Hammonds, created in 2000. It was a work called the African American flag, which is held by the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. Based on the standard U.S. flag, its stripes are red, black, and green, of course, again taken from this theme. But what we know about family crests and about the colors of flags, all these things relate to the occult, and they all go back to secret societies and initiation rituals. And there's not a flag that's created that gets instated among the other flags that does not follow this same format. So this is an official flag. Okay, it's not just something some brothers and sisters sat around at a round table, picnic table, and some card table chairs and came up with. This was something from the powers that be, and they gave it to you and me. Let's continue. Interesting also, June 14th is celebrated as Flag Day in the U.S. in 1999. An article appeared in the July 25th edition of the Black World Today, suggesting that as an act of global solidarity, every August 17th should be celebrated worldwide as Universal African Flag Day by flying the red, black, and green banner. August 17th is the birthday of Marcus Garvey. Again, there's a worldwide agreement from the powers that be and folks in politics that they want us to identify with Africa. They want us to identify with red, black, and green and point our sights in that direction and claim that there. Okay, you can have it, you can claim that, but don't you run around here, sniffing around here after nothing more. Could there be more? So, again, this is all part of trying to keep you bound by having pride about the skin. And they can make some leeway with this little plot, with this little mind game, because for so long they kept these things away from brothers and sisters. So now they can give you a plate of it laced with cyanide and you're going to eat it up. You won't taste the cyanide. And if I told you it was in there, you call me a liar first. So this is the slick trick that's been played, on a particular ethnicity. The Illuminati is out to get everybody. But they do have little sly games and slick tricks that they reserve for certain enemies. Certain tactics work better or are more effective when certain enemies appear to be harder to kill, or whatsoever the case may be, protected. So let's continue. I thought this was interesting. I just happened to stumble upon this. No coincidence. February 11th, 2016. Detroit PD launches internal investigation into sergeant who posted controversial photo after BEYonce's racially charged Super Bowl performance. This is from theblaze.com, www.theblaze.com, and BEYonce's racially charged Super Bowl performance. Racially charged. Again, this reference to this energy. the use of this energy, the charge of a battery, the energy of pride. A Detroit police sergeant is the subject of an internal investigation after posting a controversial photo on his Facebook page referencing Beyonce's Super Bowl performance. Pride and awareness are two different things. Social awareness, cultural awareness, these things are good. Pride is always a negative to that. You're proud of that little brat that's bad as Dennis the Menace on 10. Z-bars. You don't realize this is a little terror, a little devil, because you're so proud of them. Or you can be so proud of your pineapple upside down cake that it sounds like it need to get thrown upside the wall. Really and truly. Because everybody's word on it, it tastes like it got turd on it. But I digress. So you see, you can have pride and all kind of things. You can think your flow is something to be proud of. I may beg to differ. Might be proud of them beats. My man D. Peasian. After SMH at you. But you get the picture. So I'm certainly not one against awareness. Be aware. Overstand things that were hidden from you. They were hidden from you for more reasons than just somebody hates you because they ain't you. Okay? They realize you'll wake up and peep that part of the game one day. So once you did, they wanted to have a particular obstacle in your way. They wanted to have things set up for you to make a smooth transition. It was all Hegelian in the first place. In other words, forcing you left so you'll go right. You know, playing one end against the middle, playing both ends against the middle. Okay, so you had this setup where things were hidden. Yes, they were. And then you had the white secret societies who were directed to, you know, get all white powery. And then you had the black secret societies who were directed to get all, you know, I mean, you know, at one point in time, again, you can make something seem like a necessity in a Hegelian dialectic. You can make it seem like you need something for security, when in reality it's just going to be a jam up in the end. Some folks join for security. You've seen that in was that Mississippi Burning, or one of them old race flicks they brought out back in the day, the old Ving Rhames. Masonry played a big part in that. Now some folks still to this day use it as a cover or a protection. Or you think you're using something for a cover or for a protection. And so it created this natural dynamic of black versus white on the chessboard, which really poor white folks didn't want no parts of it. Poor black folks didn't want no parts of it. It was the powers that be who were moving the chess pieces to create these scenarios, using the goofy goobers who fell for their particular lodge's lie, and creating something racially charged. But the Superstars' February 7th performance has sparked widespread debate and even a protest scheduled to take place Tuesday, February 16th, outside of NFL Network's offices in New York. But many Detroit police officers and the city's chief of police believe that the sergeant's racially charged post went too far. Derek Loranger said, "So if the dance troupe at the top is okay for this year's halftime show, then the one at the bottom should be okay for next year's, right?" And at the top you see the Black Fist, which is just the fist of anarchy, used before. Okay. You can find it used in communism. the iron fist, that is the logo that I take to twist and flip like a sample because I'm heavyweight jamming and it's iconic for Detroit. But in reality, the meaning of it, the occult meaning of it, the reason it was constructed inside of a little pyramid, a little Masonic stick pyramid of effigy. It looks like the pictures I've seen of, I believe it's Washington, at a groundbreaking. And they have that same type of pyramid just with the sticks. But anyhow, it's kind of like the beginning of a teepee. But inside of that teepee or that pyramid, you have this fist. Clenched fist, we was told was Joe Louis. Folks complained for years, where's the rest of his body? They even lied, made like it was going to be some more of it. If I recall correctly. Maybe I got that wrong. But anyhow, folks thought it was awful weird and awful long. The long arm of the law, RoboCop. We talked about these things, so we don't need to continue with them. So you already know what these things mean when you see them used by the Illuminati Queen. You think because they got a little afro-ish about the head, they still dress like hookers, that now they can be accepted. I mean, is the movement that lame and desperate for representation and leadership that we'll take B and Jay-Z, who told Nas when he was dropping knowledge? Again, now Nas is in now. He's selling hen now. But back then, I guess when he didn't know exactly what he was doing when he said I am. He was in that deception that I was in. But he was dropping some knowledge. And so Jay-Z went to clown him on dropping knowledge. So what you trying to kick knowledge? Right? But they black when it's convenient. They went to the Fela Kuti thing. Because they into the black magic aspect of this, the black supremacy aspect of this. So they raised the black fist, and you, young folks who blindly may look at this and think it's something all good to follow, will blindly follow, and you can be used as the fodder. You will be out in the street. You will be sitting in the cooler. Okay? You will be the one getting arrested because you actually went out and protested. So you want to look before you leap and realize that behind this whole Black Lives Matter thing and the whole civil rights movement was a serious creep. Got a whole video on that Messy Jesse and Al Sharp tongue. In that video, we go down through the finer points of that. So that's not what I wanted to do in this one. On this one, I wanted to point out that particular symbolism, the red, black, and green, and the black fist, because, you know, for years, this was, hey, that was the be-all, end-all, you know, for the black and conscious brother. It was with that. The kufi on, herringbone with an Ankh medallion. This was me. I got some pictures I might let y'all see. I might let you see one. Ain't got but one. Let's see. I gotta think about it. But yeah. So it is a tempting trick, especially when you've been deprived of your history. You've been jived about your history on purpose. You know, of course it was on purpose. They didn't want us to know about it. Yeah, that's only the half of it. That's the exoteric. That's the outside of the onion. The real reason you was jived about the whole thing and it was kept from you so that you would dive into it face first, like a hungry man getting his first meal in weeks. And not even worry about what's on that plate. Just glad you finally get a chance to eat. And so that is the lie so many of us ate. We took these Masonic symbols. Again, it was the Bolshevik Revolution started The whole communist thing was all kicked off by Zionists. Well, coincidentally, so was the civil rights movement, kicked off by Zionists. That's why you saw Jewish people in such prominence among the leadership of quote-unquote black organizations and civil rights organizations. It was a good, slick way to creep up and make sure that you keep up this commotion. Keep your attention in this direction. We're going to help you fight this battle. Focus this away. Look over here what we doing and what we claiming and saying. What we got to say. We're going to help you. We have so much in common. Wink. So, you know, this whole game ain't exactly what you think. BEYonce, a pro-black hero. Ninja, please. The post, which has since been removed from the social media site, featured a split photo comparison. The top photo, taken on the day of the Super Bowl, shows a handful of Beyonce's 50 backup dancers in the costumes they wore during the halftime performance. Black unitards with black berets. You just throw on a beret and you can get that badge of honor that went with those who really did fight for the struggle in the black community, who really did go around and attempt to feed the hungry and educate the ignorant. Even though the leadership from October 31st, 1966 was already picked, if you ask me. So, but good people joined the organization. I was a regular dude. I joined, I wanted to be a part of the Nation of Islam because I wanted to help my community. I stood out there at Grandland and handed out the papers. Yeah, I had the papers. But, so we're not villainizing good people who see what they believe is a good cause and have good intentions, so the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Okay? But we do want to be realistic and chop it up into fine, minced pieces. Make sure we get it all. The good, the bad, and the ugly, y'all. Not just the good parts you want to see. You want to believe that, Beyonce, after not bipping a bop and blinking her eye, about none of this stuff, after singing songs about watermelon and all kind of degrading songs that degrade black women and take them off queen status and put them on horse status, here she come with this. Okay, so here we saw yet further evidence that idolatry is indeed the goal of the demonic music biz and media in general. But did we really need more on that? Inside the obvious idolatry about the athletes and stars, there was also the message of idolatry of self-exaltation by way of pride, the alchemical, perfected Masonic man. The Ford commercials that we see during games have been doing this unnoticed for years. They attempt to tap into the energy of American pride, and they only want to turn that energy into fuel for better sales and into fuel to help feed the fires of resentment of Arabs, of Latinos, of blacks. The trigger for many is the American flag. The sight of it, for many, triggers a program of ignorant pride and self-importance, supremacy and prejudice, arrogance and bawdiness, offshoots of pride. Call them the side effects of prolonged intake of pride. Now you have two different flags aimed at two different people, yet in reality they both mean the same thing. The two main colors on both the American and red, black, and green flag represent the two pillars or states of masonry, red and green, angry and peaceful, bad and good. Duality, the middle colors for the man. It is an indicator of just who the flag is meant to bind. Both are pieces of sigil magic, and they are aimed at the foolishly loyal, those lacking identity of self or history, and those who want desperately to belong. So don't fall for the okie doke and get the gong. Peep game and stay in your word. Shalom.
Jones.
Man, quit shooting at me! Quit shooting at me! You see they shooting at us!
Jones. damn time. Met somebody had to say it, met somebody had to do it. Try to spill a little coffee on their blueprints. When I cut on the news, I get too sick, man. It's time to unplug from this matrix. Their sacred system, I hate this prison. Red and blue pills, let's make decisions. Set up and let down, can't make a living. Don't believe in God, you better have it right. Better get to think about your afterlife. Crosshairs on my head from a satellite. Food for thought, I hope you niggas got an appetite. Homie, now don't play stupid. Can't you see how people lie getting executed? How they line in the mud. Some see wrong, feel it right in the good. Land of the free has been alive from the jump. They take the amendment, they break and they bend it. They threaten our lives with no way to defend it. They take out their guns and they aim with precision. You ain't even safe with a witness. Now how a witness recorder get locked up? That's a message saying you can't stop us. And I'm a skeptic, I question everything. Like why they spraying chemtrails on us like crop dust, huh? Niggas better find out before their time's up. FEMA careful, FEMA call for where you wind up. You gon' be a good slave, worship money, how they tell you to be a runaway. You make your mind up. Welcome to America, we living in a land that's so polluted, separate through it, need a hazmat suit. Yeah, the suit nowadays, cops geared up, looking like I too sick in Baghdad. But they gon' always point their finger at the black man. Boy, my TV ain't nothing but a trash can. Yeah, some niggas in the trap selling packs, man. But how they get there? Who came up with that plan? Huh? Where we get the drugs from? Where we get the guns from? How we never trust one? Brainwashing they done. We learn to love none. Said the TV unjust, for nation to judge us. We alone is just us. All they hear is cuz blood. It's enemies, all that they can see is guns bust. Outsiders looking anything we do it just cuz. It's a web full of lies. They don't see us once spun.
Can't breathe. Can't breathe.
Can't breathe.
Can't breathe.
I can't breathe, I can't breathe. The scene running through my mind when I can't sleep. My people spiritually blind, we can't see. Can't discern, but we sure know why to blaspheme. Lyrically, I'ma give you what that ass need. Flow sick, they wanna hit me with a vaccine. Yeah, the truth is like water to a canteen. And you looking real thirsty, you ask me. And what we see going on ain't racism, it's Satanism, you a Satan religion. It seems like we all got a brush and canvas. And really, I'm just bold enough to paint the picture. It seems like the whole world falling apart. The global leaders cause a problem and they hit restart. It's all to ride a castle on the back of the dollar and madness in our faces. We ain't gotta be smart. Pray the message in your brain and sync like BYE 3 times. Please rewind the track, get your knowledge up, cause I'ma get mine. All I see is dead men walking, I'm Rick Grimes. This ain't about elections, way past voting. Media get your emotions or remote so they control it. And some gonna out the head, and some gonna say it's bogus. For those who want to suffering for cognitive dissonance, seeing it all around me happening, and I'm convinced. Bible said that there won't be another time as this. Then we all know what the problem is. Hey, blacks out the world, you would not exist. But you too caught up in your pride and stiff. But I know that God forgives, so I repent. I'm the same as my daughter, but the life I lived. I got a lot of skeletons in my closet hit. Should be a whole lot less police brutality if individually we is on a conscious tip. Cause nowadays seems like everywhere I go, man, it's really uncommon to find common sense. You know what time it is. I told you God forgives. I can't breathe.